Hello everyone, it's I, WhackyAnimeWhatIF here to present you with What If Issei Had the Yandere Gear, Part 3. Let's go ahead and get into it. The What If continues with Issei standing in front of 3 fallen angel corpses in his living room, looking traumatized, as this is the first time he has seen a dead body, human or not. Issei finds it uncomfortable and hard to take in the sight as he feels fear as Kurumi casually gets rid of the corpses as if she's been doing this for a while. He even witnesses the corpses meld into Kurumi's shadow. She merely smiles at Issei and looks at him with an unsettling grin. Issei sees her left clock eye, ticking as it moves forward, but what really unsettles Issei was her right eye glowing an eerie red. Issei screamed like a little girl. Feeling so much fear, he shit himself. Then he felt his vision go dark as he passed out on the ground, knocked unconscious by a girl with pink hair and pink eyes. She also had a hatchet smeared with blood on it. Her name is Yogasi. She is Kurumi's friend as well as one of the Knights of the King of Obsession. She merely looks at Kurumi and says, "This is why I told you not to rush. You attracted attention to the current King of Obsession, and he isn't ready for what is coming next. You know this as well as we do." Kurumi merely says, "But I was bored just watching him go through his depressing life. Aren't you and the others tired of just watching?" Yuno merely says, "What we want doesn't matter. You should know that, Kurumi, as well as all of us. After all, if he dies and the obsession gear is taken by someone who knows how to use it, everything will be lost. You've been warned. Failure to stay away from Issei will cause me, as well as the other Knights of Obsession, to go after you. We may be friends, but we're all united with a common goal." Yuno, after saying this, walks into the dark corner while staring at Kurumi with her pink eyes glowing slightly as she melded into the darkness of the corner, vanishing, leaving 4 echoing words that echoed across the house. "You have been warned." Kurumi merely shrugs with a "I don't give a fuck" face before lifting Issei up like a sack of potatoes. Going up to his room until Kurumi notices Issei shit himself. Kurumi then runs out of the house, still carrying Issei, and threw Issei through his open window that leads to his room. As she does this, she sees that Issei lands directly on his bed, and she thinks, "Alright," before Issei bounces off the bed from the impact and just face plants onto the floor. As Kurumi says, "Not alright." Time skip, next morning. Issei wakes up holding his face, saying, "Why does my face hurt so much?" He also happens to notice as he gets up, a hand appears from under the bed. It grabs his right leg, scaring Issei as he screams, "What the fuck?" Kurumi slowly slides out from underneath Issei's bed and says, "Surprise, motherfucker," while staring him in the eyes. Issei says, "Why were you under my bed?" Kurumi merely says, "I was sleepy." Issei then asked, "Why were you sleeping under my bed?" Kurumi merely says, "Why can't I be under your bed sleeping?" Issei says, "Because it's my bed, find your own." Kurumi asks flirtatiously, "Why don't we share one?" Issei merely says, "Sorry, but I follow a specific set of rules." So that's a no-go. Kurumi tilts her head curiously and asks, "What rules?" Issei says, "Rule 1, don't put your dick in crazy." While saying this, Issei is pointing at Kurumi. Kurumi just looks innocent and whistles while saying, "I'm not crazy, I'm a psychopath. There's a difference, dummy." She says this while grinning impossibly wide. Issei just looks at Kurumi's wide grin and accidentally says what he is thinking out loud. What that mouth do, though? Then, realizing he said this, decides to change the subject after hearing Kurumi laughing out loud. He says, anyway, Rule 2 is much more urgent. Kurumi merely curiously tilts her head and looks at Issei, asking what Rule 2 is. Issei gives a dead serious face and presence as he says, don't fuck with the stairs. Them bitches are evil. Kurumi, hearing this, starts to laugh, but Issei says, of course you wouldn't know. You never experienced the horrors that the stairs have given me. As Issei hears his alarm go off, he thinks, fuck, I gotta go to school. Wait a minute, after yesterday I may have gotten suspended. As he starts to do a victory dance, Kurumi casually brings the house phone up the stairs as she goes down them and presses the answering machine. Issei hears Kyo Academy's Principal Herbert on the answering machine as he says,
hey there, Issei. It's your friendly neighborhood Principal Herbert. I'm here to say you're not expelled or in any trouble for what you did yesterday. After all, I sorted it all out for you, as well as some special lessons that I can give you. After all, I checked with your teachers. You're behind in all your classes. I'll make sure I get behind you and teach you an extra long lesson. See you when you get here to Kyo Academy.
After Issei heard the message, he looked at Kurumi dead in the eyes and says, I'm gonna just go take a shower. Don't come in the shower with some type of dildo sword or some shit. Please don't. After hearing that, I just need some privacy. Kurumi pulls out a notebook after he heard what Issei said and just says, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and write this down on my How to Fuck with Issei book, as you literally see the title says How to Fuck with Issei, as she writes this down in the book and says, I've gotta chase Issei with the dildo sword while he's in the shower. I gotta do that next time. As Issei walks into the bathroom, he feels a shiver as he closes the door. He feels a shiver down his spine. As he walks into the bathroom, he sees on the bathroom counter are a bag of cookies. He takes one cookie and eats it. As he is hungry, he doesn't even ask where the fuck the cookies came from. He just straight up puts his hand in there and just eats one. And as he does, he pulls back the shower curtain to take a shower, but sees Konako there, staring at him, cat ears out and tail. He just thinks in his head, what was in those cookies? I must be high as shit. There's no way that Kyo Academy's mascot is in my shower, staring down at me with fucking cat ears and a tail on. Issei then casually says, alright, might as well just go ahead and do what I always do with my problems. He just lifts her up. As Konako's confused, he opens the window and says, "Thought be gone!" and he yeets her out of there. He then just takes a shower, completely forgetting about what he just did. As he finishes his shower and gets his Kyo uniform on, he walks down the stairs and sees Kurumi in the now restored kitchen. He then thinks, hold up, how the fuck is all this damage already fixed? He asks, how did you clean up the mess so quickly from yesterday? There was like so much damage here. As Kurumi looks at him, merely claps her hands and spreads them out slowly. Issei swears he sees a fucking illusion of a rainbow over her head as Kurumi says, magic, with the power of imagination and magic. Issei, not feeling like asking any more questions, just decides to sit down. He notices Kurumi about to set down 2 plates of bacon, grits, eggs, and pancakes. He immediately inhales the food off the fucking plate when Kurumi is looking elsewhere. Just like Kirby, he did that shit and gulps that shit down in one go. As Kurumi sets the plates down, she sees that they're fucking empty. Kurumi screams, where the fuck the food at? Where the fuck did it go? Not knowing that Issei's stomach is a bottomless pit, she ends up making more. She starts cooking over 50 plates of food. She notices as she tries to set any of the food on the table, the food fucking starts vanishing. Even the plates started to vanish. Kurumi, having enough, screams at Issei, saying, "Are there fucking ghosts here? Like, where the fuck do they keep going?" Only to notice that Issei is just whistling, looking innocent, just staring to the side. As Issei notices that a piece of bacon is on the left side of his cheek. Kurumi sees this and sees the piece of bacon slowly slide off as she stares at it. She says, "You fat fuck!" She starts chasing Issei, but Issei runs out the front door, opens it, slams it behind him. As Kurumi runs behind him, just runs right into the door, head first, head going through it, and is stuck just staring at Issei walking to school. He even looks behind him, staring at Kurumi, flipping her off as he's walking. He even trips by accident, landing in dog poop. This causes Kurumi to laugh at him and saying, "Karma, bitch!" As Issei gets out of the dog poop, just lifts his head off of it, gets up, walks back into the house, opens the door that Kurumi's stuck in, like head first in, and just walks up the stairs, takes a shower, and goes back down and starts heading up to school. As Kurumi says, "Hey, I'm stuck here, help me!" As Issei says, "Nah, you can help yourself." Now this is where the What If ends. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you smash that like button. I'll see you all next time. WhackyAnimeWhatIF, signing off.